Hi, PowerShell community, and welcome our guest today, Sergey Chubarov. He's one of the 40+ speakers in the upcoming PowerShell conference in June in Austria, in Vienna. So thanks for your time, and maybe you can introduce a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hello, dear TV watchers, and hello, community. Thanks, Michael, for this introduction. My name is Sergey, and I will be one of the speakers at the conference. What I usually do, I work with security, and I'm Russian, so maybe that's the reason, and that's my burden to do some offensive things. So my favorite topic is like security, but not just talk about protection, but show how this protection may be breached, how something may be compromised first, and then how we can protect our assets, our environments, our infrastructures using different tools. So yeah, I work with security and mostly with offensive part and defense as well.
Okay, so you're also a 4-time Microsoft Azure MVP, what I saw on your profile. So you have, what I saw at the PSCONF website or on LinkedIn, you have 2 sessions. So you have
Sure.
AMSI is a 4-letter word that stops PowerShell attacks, and from on-prem to the cloud hybrid Active Directory attack path. So would you explain a little bit about your sessions? What are you talking about? And maybe explain to me what is AMSI.
All right. So you will know much more in June at the conference. Those 2 sessions, in those two sessions, I will show PowerShell from 2 different perspectives. The session, let's say number 1, which is called from on-prem to the cloud. That's where I'm using PowerShell as the tool for cyber attacks, and I will use that to attack on-prem Active Directory and get access to the cloud by using mostly PowerShell. So with PowerShell, you may compromise AD Connect. With PowerShell, you may enumerate the cloud. So you may do many different things. So with PowerShell, and since we always use Active Directory and hybrid AD as well, so because now it's a cloud era, that's why it may be important at any conference because cloud identity and on-prem identity important everywhere. Even if you're working with PowerShell, identity is always important. And so here I'm going to show how PowerShell may be used as a tool. That's the first session. Second one, AMSI, or how we call it quite often AMSI. So AMSI, that's the defense mechanism that we have in PowerShell. And in fact, not really in PowerShell, but in Windows. But it's tightly integrated with PowerShell. So when you run PowerShell scripts, those scripts will be first scanned. So before executed, they will be scanned by antivirus. And so in the past, we could use different encryptions, and so and the PowerShell command was not detected by PowerShell attacks, not detected by antivirus because it was encrypted. But because of AMSI or MSI, so first before to be executed, script will be scanned by antivirus. And so it's not only about PowerShell, VP script as well, but because that's a PowerShell conference and we heavily use PowerShell, that's why I will focus more on PowerShell. So I'm gonna show what AMSI is. I will show details like down-level, low-level details, and of course some techniques that may be used by attackers to bypass AMSI restrictions.
Okay. So back to the first session. So you will show us how to attack Azure Active Directory by Azure AD Connect and so on. Okay, sounds interesting. So what I've seen,
by using PowerShell.
You've been in the security since very long time, 8-9 years, what I saw on LinkedIn, and it was long before it became, how I say it, mainstream. So in the last 1-2 years, everyone is doing security. Of course, what is good. Why have you chosen to do security that time ago? So why was it so interesting, and what was the decision to go into the security direction?
So in the past, I would say I did many things. So when I started, I work with administration. I know how to configure. I knew how to configure Exchange Server or how to deploy SharePoint. So I did many things, and security was one of those, just like as usual. But little by little, I start to see some bells, some rings from those bells. Like first scandal with Snowden, that was quite huge. Then we had WannaCry, and then I said, oh, even before that, possible Russian involvement, U.S. elections, WannaCry, and many other things. And so I would say, yeah, last 2-3 years, that became obvious for everyone. But for those who work with the security industry, we start to recognize those rings from the bells a bit earlier. I would say one event that had the large impact was WannaCry 5 years ago. So after that, many companies they realized even if we're not very large, we still be affected by ransomware and just lose all our data. And so even those companies start to think more about cybersecurity. So yeah, of course, that incident WannaCry made a lot of damage, and so that's always bad. But for cybersecurity industry, that was a very good very good sign, and so people start to think more about security. Yeah, they lost the company lost a lot of money and a lot of data, but at the same time, it pushed security industry forward.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you recommend or expect, or maybe I think we're on the same page that everyone needs to improve security. So it's not the role of one person in the company. Everyone needs to improve security in their daily business. So what would you expect or recommend to someone doing his daily operations management job in the IT to improve their security? Not only to have a long password and so on. So this should be usual, hopefully, and not to have password 1 or something like this. So what can they do to improve the security?
To visit our conference.
Okay, great.
Of course, that's one of those. So I would say there's no the silver bullet, some one recommendation that may help you and solve all of your problems. So I would say security, that's it's a complex process, and it must be and you must follow many recommendations. The most obvious that you may follow, the most obvious thing you may try is to just when you're using cloud, there's service like Secure Score that may show you, all right, so to be better protected, you should do this, and this, and this. Of course, it will not completely protect you from all possible attacks, but that's one of the most simple things you may do. You may just go to this, just look at the cloud service that already made all the scans for you, not all scans, but many scans for you, and just give recommendations.
Okay.
So
maybe to stay on top of the recommendations and not to do this today and then I'm safe for the next year. So keep in touch and stay on top of all the recommendations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and maintain those things as well.
Okay. Back to the PowerShell conference in Austria. Have you ever been in Austria before, or will it be your first visit?
Nope, not yet. I've been to Germany, close by,
okay,
but not really Austria.
Okay. So will you stay a little bit longer for some vacation, a holiday, or just for the conference and go home?
We'll see. So I would like to, but first of all, now in Austria we have, at least at this moment in Austria, many restrictions. I hope in June it will be better. In that case, why not to stay?
Okay. So what comes in your mind firstly in your mind when you think about Austria? So what is typically for you if you think about Austria?
Skiing.
Skiing. Okay. So anything you're looking forward to see in Austria, to do in Austria?
Not really. Some opera.
Okay.
So maybe I will take my family there. We'll see.
Okay.
But probably I will stay somewhere there in a capital, and so not going to go somewhere else, at least at this moment. That's the plan, but we'll see.
Okay, so one special question now. So my mom is around 65 years old, and we made her to use an iPad to do the FaceTime and to have a chat with her grandsons in the last 2 years where we couldn't meet that much. And she has no code, no Face ID, nothing. She don't like it. She don't think she don't need it. How would you explain to her that this may be important to have a code or Face ID to have a secure iPad, so not everyone can touch it and do anything like this? How would you explain it to her that this should be useful?
So it depends. If I knew your mom and I know her interest, I would say that people, some other people, may get her data and look at her personal messages. But I would say nowadays the most simple way, if just for masses, is to say like, hey, you can. So with from your iPad, probably you have access to your bank accounts, to your mobile device, so to your SMS that may be used to verify identity. So if someone get into that, they may just get your money.
Okay, I will try it that way. So the last question is, what is your favorite PowerShell commandlet and your favorite PowerShell module? Or what are you using heavily?
The one that can compromise AD Connect.
Okay, which one you will tell us at the PowerShell conference in June? Okay, so we will need to wait for the conference. Sergey, thanks for your time. Looking forward to meet you in June. Any last words to the community?
So I would say nowadays the most popular phrase became "stay safe," and when it comes to cybersecurity, it has two meanings. So first of all, of course, stay safe in that, keep your data safe, and of course, as usual, about your health, and so stay healthy and just be.
Okay,
our conference there.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and come to the conference. Okay,
exactly.
Thanks for your time, and see you in June.
Michael.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, see ya. Bye-bye.